Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Hump Day, man. It is Wednesday, and this is just Parlays, featuring my pal Chris King. I'm Scott Steehn. I'm the host of this show, allegedly, and I'm the lead handicapper at WHINERS. All that good stuff. Chris, might as well go for a soda, buddy.
Exactly. And I've got mine right here.
And we talked about that song. I don't know who brought that up, but now I've been on a Kim Mitchell kick for the last 12 hours. So
I brought it up last night because we were talking about it was right after we were talking about when you said easy come, easy go, and I said I think Kip Winger said that.
Oh, see, and I would have
I said not to be confused with Kim Mitchell.
I would have been a more current reference in Bruno Mars. Easy come, easy go. You like Bruno Mars?
No.
No?
I'm just not a fan of a lot of the newer stuff. I'm just, I try to stay in my lane with stuff that I know that I like.
That's fair. That's fair. It is increasingly difficult for me to find new things that I like. I will find little bits and pieces. Like I like Bruno Mars. I like Grenade and stuff like that. I hate Imagine Dragons, except I like Thunder. I like that song for whatever reason, and it's so stupid. The video's even worse. But for some reason, I like that song. So
the only thing I know from Imagine Dragons is I think they're the ones that did the theme song for the Goldbergs on ABC.
No, that is I Fight Dragons.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I did not know.
I actually looked that up because I like that song, and it's I Fight Dragons.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
I
do not like them at all.
Speaking of I Fight Dragons, unknown entities in the house. Speaking of an unknown entity, what's up, buddy? Michael Dose checking in. Good to see Michael. Tim Earl. Timmy getting that cross promotion going, baby. Bryce Molten.
Timmy also here after the Mets rallied only to lose in the 9th.
My God, I wish I'd have had some action on that game. I had nothing on that game, but what an entertaining game it was.
That was probably one of the most exciting games of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, Jock Peterson, 3 homers and 8 RBIs.
Well, the Royals game was pretty good. It was back and forth, and I thought to myself,
back-to-back back and forth games in that series.
I texted my buddies, what a great game. I wish I cared. So yeah, there you go. Ryan Page said he hit that parlay with the Dodgers and Diamondbacks. Yeah, baby. You didn't have to worry about it even when you're down three runs with the Diamondbacks and Zach Gallen's getting shelled. Said, man, we got the Royals pen coming in. Don't sweat it. Everything's going to be all right. Every little thing going to be all right.
We talked about with that Dodgers game yesterday, too, was we said that, if you didn't want to play the run line or all that, you could play the total over.
Mm-hmm.
Because we said that Buehler was due for some regression, and he got tagged for 3 in the first.
Yep. Another game that you probably had to sweat, and then you didn't. So it's good to be here. And, of course, don't forget to like and subscribe. Smash that thumb. We appreciate the effort. Subscribe to not just the YouTube channel of the Winners and Whiners Network, but also subscribe to the Max Wagers Network as well. Why? Because there's a lot of killer content on the Max Wagers Network. Guys like Tim Earl are on the Max Wagers Network, but it starts off noon every day, Monday through Friday, with Sean Higgs doing Midday Money. It is Allie Burns. Allie Burns at 1 o'clock doing her thing, Morning Wood. 2 o'clock, it's, who is it?
It's Bobby the Brain Heenan and some flunky, the Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah, there you go. It's me and Chris doing our thing with parlays. It's Scott and I doing Back to the Window at 3. Sean Miller brings the 4 o'clock hour around doing his soccer thing. And then Tim Earl and his twin brother Nick.
Detroit Lenny.
They team up with Detroit Lenny at 5 p.m. to do Game Time Decision. So make sure.
Now, what would they call themselves if they were in a 6-man tag match, I wonder?
The losers? I don't know. Yeah, Buehler and Gallen both stunk. Absolutely, Ryan. Timmy had the Mets plus 925. Ooh, it hurts even worse than you thought it did, Chris.
It does. But I can at least take solace in the fact that I said the Giants would win that game. Of course, I was talking to you and said,
"Oh yeah, you totally nailed that one, buddy."
No, I mean, on the show, remember I said that the Giants had won Logan Webb's last 17 starts at Oracle Park.
Yeah, when they were up to a 6-0 lead or whatever, I'm like, yeah, Logan Webb, there you go. But
they weren't up 6-0 when we were on the show.
No, I know that. No, I know. I'm just saying because they were underdogs, right? Or they were small favorites with Webb.
I think they were slight favorites.
And we thought we thought that was kind of a mismatch price with Logan Webb being really good. Although you liked the Mets there, didn't you? Or did you like the Giants?
I took the Giants.
I couldn't remember who you took. Okay, well, very good.
No, Tim said that he was disappointed. Remember, because Bassett had a .51 ERA on the road, and
Yep.
the Giants had lost 5 straight, and he thought we were on drugs.
That's not true as far as you know, sir. Pablo Lopez stuck up the joint again. I'm not really again. He wasn't great, but yeah. That's some of the luster is coming off the hot start of some of these guys, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, I went with McClanahan in that game, just because I worry about Miami's offense because they're so inconsistent.
Well,
they have all those great pitchers, and then they have,
nobody to hit.
yeah.
Lex Steele. I love Lex's nicknames. Now he's got Buffalo Bill and Greater Scott. Yeah, I think we're okay with both of those. Silva in the house. He likes the Mets tonight, the White Sox, the St. Louis over 6, and the Boston money line. All right. What are you gonna say?
And Lex said he screwed up because he had a 3-leg parlay and then saw they went against my picks. He had the Reds money line that did not pan out.
Ooh.
And the Tigers run line in the first 5, they didn't score.
They did not score. Michael Doe says the Earls and Lenny would be the Lernies. Nice. They teach the other's opponents. I like that.
I don't know. They could have been the Moondogs, you know.
Sure. Absolutely true. So, yeah. And how'd you do yesterday, buddy? You do okay?
I mean, yeah, we had a 4-tier where we, speaking of, Tim, I thought you said the Hurricanes were going to win.
Hey,
what happened there?
He didn't get them all right.
No.
Nobody's 100%.
But, no, I mean, I took the Rangers. That panned out. And we were talking about the Oilers game last night. So, I mean, we had a 4-teamer that paid out about 47 and change.
47 to 1, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
And then we had another one that was 14 and change to 1, and then both the 2-teamers hit. So it was a good night.
Excellent.
How about you guys?
Very, very good. We missed the farm. We had the Diamondbacks' first 5 run line, and they put up 3 runs. They did what we wanted them to do, which was score 3. We thought if we got to 3, we'd be good with Gallen on the mound, and we were not. That was sort of frustrating because they did have a shot there in the bottom of the 5th. They had 1 out, man on first, and I can't remember who it was. Lefty just hit a rocket between first and second, 110-mile-an-hour exit velo. Hit the runner. So instead of first and third, 1 out, you got a guy on first with 2 outs, and that pretty much sunk the inning right there.
Yeah, not like drilling your own teammate with a 110-mile-an-hour line drive.
He tried to do the the Lord's leap there over it, and it just came up on him and caught him in the leg. So
imagine if it caught him in the groin.
Imagine.
At 110 miles an hour.
Or shades of Tony Kubek hit him in the throat.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
There you go. Michael Dose is Chris.
Michael, no, I don't think we line up for playoff tickets yet just because we won a couple in a row over the Reds. It's nice to see that, we can beat bad teams that are worse than us. Be interesting to see how things go tonight. Kyle Hendricks against Luis Castillo, not the former second baseman Luis Castillo, but the guy who thinks he can pitch.
Tell you what. You start lining up for playoff tickets right now. Yeah, bring a book. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be a minute.
Sly said he had the Rangers, the Blue Jays, and the Astros yesterday on a 3-teamer for some pocket change.
Blue Jays, Rangers. Rangers win? Are they talking about the hockey Rangers?
Yeah,
huh? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good play. Very solid indeed.
Hey, look, Zach faded, or we faded him yesterday, and he stunk.
Yep. What a shocker. Hey, if you want more Chris's premium picks, or if you want more Chris's picks, one of his extra good picks, the one that he really, really endorses, you can check his link to his premium picks in the show description. My show description, my link is there as well for my premium service. So if you want to check out either one of those, you can. Check out the great deal that we got going on with our pals over at Caesar Sportsbook. $1,100 bet insurance, your first bet, first deposit. You are basically guaranteed to not lose, and that is a beautiful thing. So if you've got a game you think is a lock, that's a great opportunity to step up your game, bet up to $1,000, knowing it will be completely insured. So check out that. The code on that is ATS wins Caesar, CZR. That is ATS WINS CZR. Of course, that is also in the show description, along with the link that will take you right to that offer. Available, of course, only in states where Caesar Sportsbook exists. And you must be 21 to play, except for the great states of Wyoming and New Hampshire, where
you must be this tall to ride.
You must be this tall to ride. Very good. So make sure you check out our offer at Caesars. What else am I forgetting?
I don't think you're forgetting anything else.
Okay.
Unless they created some other promo that nobody told me about because I wasn't invited to the meeting.
Bob's, I wouldn't say I'm missing work. One of the great lines of all time. Very average movie, but there's about 5 lines that are just outstanding in that movie, and that is one of them.
What would you do with $1 million, Lawrence? You know what I'd do? 2 chicks at the same time.
Chris, I'm noticing your hat doesn't have a lot of flair on it, so maybe we could fix that.
Yeah, well,
get a little more flair.
I just like to do the bare minimum. I'm not like Brian. I don't need to have 47 pieces of flair.
I prefer to stick to the bare necessities. Okay, let's do some stuff, man. And we've got
all right.
Only got one basketball, only one hockey tonight. So let's start with some baseball.
Yeah, it's sad that there's all the exciting games going on right now. I know everybody was really excited to see the Rockies and the Pirates, but hey, Mitch Keller's in for the Pirates now.
You know what? I've been on I've been on the right side of both those games, so I can't bitch just because it's.
Yeah, I had the Rockies yesterday when we talked about it because Freeland, of course, got a no decision. Has he won since he signed that new contract?
I don't know. I'd have to look. It's he hasn't been great.
Well, Michael, real quick, asking, are we surprised at the Edmonton Calgary series? I think the biggest surprise in that series was Game 1 when they scored 15 goals.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it a little bit. I'm surprised of the quality of Mike Smith goaltending. Now, obviously, last night.
Though he did give up that, center ice shorthanded goal last night.
Well, I was going to say last night was a little bit of regression to form, but
true
for the most part. And then he got So half of the games he's been okay. Now that I go back, because he got hammered the first game in that 9-6 contest.
But he's been good enough to win.
The battle of field goals, yeah. But he held him to the 2 middle games. He held him to 2 goals each. So,
are you surprised Edmonton's up 3-1?
No. I liked Edmonton at the beginning of that series.
Yeah, Michael said he's shocked how badly Markstrom has played. Yeah, I mean the guy is a Vezina finalist, had 9 shutouts in the regular season, looked all world against Dallas, but. As good of a team as Dallas is, that they pushed Calgary to 7 games, the Stars don't have the firepower that Edmonton brings to the ice on any given night. And the Flames have just looked ordinary defensively, and that might even be being generous.
Well, we saw this same kind of thing with Grubauer last year, who was a Vezina finalist of Colorado and then stunk up the joint against Vegas.
That's true.
So, it's not unprecedented for sure. Michael says, I'm shocked, how badly Markstrom's played. I think that's probably, when you look at the overall body of work, I was on the Mike Smith train, but when you look at the overall body of work, I'm probably more surprised that Markstrom hasn't been better. Because we put those stats up yesterday, virtually identical, within about 5% of what Smith is doing.
Right.
So,
but I mean, when you looked at what he was in the first round, I mean,
right,
those numbers were way different.
Mm-hmm.
But like to your point, like you said, Markstrom has been dismal. He's now 5-6 with a 278 goals against. So his save percentage has dropped. I think it was near 94 or 95% going into this series. But you're looking at, he's given up. Even in Game 1, he gave up 6 goals on 28 shots. That's a 786 save percentage. Then he was at 875 in Game 2. He was at 882 in Game 3, and he was at 84% yesterday.
Right.
That's not going to get it done.
Nope, absolutely not. Somebody asked him about Cal Quantrill tonight.
Don't like him.
You do that one?
I didn't do it, but I picked Houston in one of my sets of picks. I mean, Quantrill has been bad, but Cleveland doesn't seem to support him all that much. I mean, he's given up 18 runs in 41 innings, and he's got 1 win. Yeah,
that's kind of brutal. I mean, he had a great his last outing is a great indication. He went 7, 5 hits, no walks, 1 earned. That's a 4-2 loss. Yeah, it's like a bag of dicks. Sorry, you're not winning. You're not winning.
Yeah, if you look in his last 5 starts, he's got 4 quality starts and no wins.
No wins. That's right.
Yeah, his lone win this season was against.
No, he has 1 win. The team won. He didn't get a personal win. The team won.
Right, the team won, but he didn't.
No, he did not get the personal win. I don't care about that. I don't care about what your team does.
Yeah, I think that game went to extra innings that day. That was that doubleheader back on May 4th.
And Christian Javier, when he struggled, it's for the most part been on the road. He's been very good at home. I don't hate Quantrell as much as you and Reichel do. Reichel's he's
hate
anti
him. I just
Quantrell as well.
don't like the fact he doesn't get support.
Chris, Scott and I have talked about this a little bit. Do you think is that just the luck of the draw for a particular season? I mean, guys don't go out there and go, Quantrell's on the mound, so let's just fucking let's not hit today. I mean, what is that? And you see that every year. There will be pitchers that just seem to be snake bit. That no matter what they do, they just don't get any support. And then there's guys on the other side that have end up the season with 16-9 with a 4.8 ERA because every time they go out there, the team just blasts. So
I mean, a prime example of that, and this is going back a ways, but in 2009, 2010, the Cubs had a right-hander named Randy Wells, where he'd go out there and he'd pitch 5, 6, 7 innings. And end up, with a no decision or a loss because they wouldn't score any runs. I'm just looking at his line right here. He had a game where he had a quality start, went through 8 innings, gave up 3 runs, lost 3-2, went 8 1/3, gave up 3 runs on 7 hits in a game that they ended up winning 5-4 in extras because they wouldn't score any runs. He went 12-10 that year. And then went 8-14 the next year because they never scored anything.
Right.
So I mean, it's like you said. And then on the flip side, you've got guys like Mike Hampton that'll win 17 or 18 games despite having a horrible ERA and no numbers that you want to look at.
Yeah, that's why when you look at wins and losses as far as a pitcher goes. Yesterday we talked a little bit about ERA and how that can be deceiving, and wins and losses even more so. I put almost no credence in wins and losses. Now, sometimes there will be a correlation. A guy will have a great line, he'll have a great stat line, and he picks up the wins. That's the way it should be. But there's too many outliers that you can't just necessarily depend on that for sure. Right. It reminds me of the '89 season when Tom Gordon came up with the Royals. His second season, he went 17-9, and he was in the bullpen 2/3. I think he won 14 games out of the pen that year. It was just whenever he would pitch middle relief, he'd come in. And,
so he was the vulture guy.
Yeah, and the Royals would inevitably rally and give him the win. So, So, what do we got?
Yeah, I see in his second appearance of the year that year he won out of the bullpen.
There you go.
Yep, there's another one. He blew a save and got a win, and those are the worst. You blow the save for somebody else.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. The one thing you don't want to have with the closer is a win. If you're the closer and you got a bunch of wins, you are not a guy that's dependable.
Yep. In fact, there you go. Five of Gordon's wins that year were blown saves that he ended up getting the win afterwards.
There you go. Living right, baby. Living right. God, what a curveball that kid had. Holy shit. You talk about a 12-6. It just fell off the table.
Look at that. Crystal said she didn't bet on the Blue Jays yesterday. Where she bet on the Cardinals and was happy on Monday. She didn't bet on them yesterday, and Gaussman trounced Jordan Hicks.
Yeah.
So she said maybe the win will get their bats going.
Yeah, Crystal. No matter how much you love the Cardinals, you gotta avoid Jordan. That's right. I mean, whenever if you bet on the Cardinals, whoever likes the Cardinals, you gotta avoid Jordan Hicks Day.
Like the plague.
You just do. Like it's leg day. You just gotta avoid it.
Could be tough for Toronto tomorrow because they open up a series against the Angels and they'll face Ohtani on the mound.
No, we'll see how that goes. All right, what do you got for us today, buddy?
All right, well, today we're going to start with a game that I saw Michael.
By the way, Crystal, that Blue Jays team is incredibly frustrating to see all the talent they have on that squad and not hit. When the Royals don't hit, you go, yeah, I get it. It's the Royals, but
it's the Royals.
When you got this Toronto team that's just loaded up and down the lineup, out there getting 2 and 3 runs, it's very frustrating. I totally understand.
I think part of the problem is they got to stay healthy because Springer missed time already. He's missed a couple games.
Yeah.
They need to get a better catcher. Alejandro Kirk is he might be a good catcher a couple years down the line, but he's not a guy that's going to produce a whole lot for you in the lineup right now.
No, he's a bit of a throwback in that the catcher is sort of a dead spot offensively.
He's the Tony Pena of current Major League Baseball.
I wish I could bitch about my team that was 3 games over 500. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, go ahead, bud. What do we got?
Yeah, we're going to start with the Padres and the Brewers. These teams split the first 2 games, of course. We saw San Diego win in the game. You picked them on Monday night. I took Burns yesterday over Blake Snell, and the Brewers won. I think it was 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
Don't pay attention to the records. They didn't. I had to run out, so I didn't get a chance to update them. But it's Aaron Ashby, 0-3 with 1 save, a 3.49 ERA, 17 walks, 34 strikeouts. He's kind of like their long man / sixth starter guy.
Right.
But he's facing Yu Darvish, 4-1, 391, 113 whip, 11 walks, 37 strikeouts over 46 innings. Obviously, we know Petco Park, not a big place for putting big run totals on the board.
Especially at night.
And I'm not sold on Ashby at this point. I mean, he'll get you 4 or 5 good innings, but is that going to be enough? Can the Brewers do enough at the plate? I'm not overly convinced of that.
I don't know. I don't know. You can even qualify most of those innings as good innings. He'll get you 4 or 5. Stop.
Okay, he'll get you 4. He'll get you 4 or 5 mediocre innings.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. To say I'm not sold on Ashby would be, I think, a bit of an understatement for me. But yes, continue, sir.
Okay. The Pods 7-0 in their last 7 when their opponent gives up 2 or less in their last game. And like we said, San Diego only scored 1 yesterday. The Pods also 12-2 in their last 14 against a left-handed starter. They're 13-3 in their last 16 after a loss. Milwaukee 3-8 in their last 11 as a road underdog, and they've lost 6 of their last 7 against the NL West.
Quick piece of information. That is an early game. That's a 4:10 Eastern time. So you got a little time. You got an hour and a half, but or almost 2 hours. But just give you guys a heads up there.
Yeah, that's why I stayed away from the Mets game, and the Dodgers game that's coming up next is another early start because of course they can only have a handful of games that actually start at a normal hour tonight.
Right.
Because it's Wednesday. But I'm going to go with San Diego. You have any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm a fan of San Diego in this game as well. It's a backing of Darvish, and it's also a fade of Ashby. I wasn't impressed. Ashby just got absolutely lit up last time. He's been acceptable at home. He has been dreadful on the road. 6.51 ERA, 1.66 whip. No.
Whip. Cool whip.
Exactly why I say it that way. Darvish is the same. He's been much better at home than he has on the road. Of course, one of these guys got to be home, and it's Darvish. So Darvish at home, 137. 0.66 whip, man. That's getting it done right there. Yeah, I'm a fan of San Diego here as well.
All right.
I'm a little reluctant to play the run line.
Lex says he's going with a nerfy there.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Okay. I just don't trust Ashby. I just don't trust Ashby. But the San Diego offense has been a little spotty. So
yeah.
I was gonna say
they're just counting off days for Tatis to come back.
Yep, it's not a night game, so you may get a few more runs than usual because at night you get that marine layer coming in there and tends to keep the ball down. But like the Padres here. Go ahead.
Well, like we said, we're going to go to the other early game, and we're going to stick with it. Hey, the Dodgers have won the first 2 games of this series in lopsided fashion and going over the number. Why not do it again?
Why not?
You want to add?
No, this is my play of the day. This was my play of the day. So if you want to hear me add anything, go watch my video. No, a lot of you lay out a lot of the same way. I mean, you got 17 bullet points, so of course you're going to touch on the shit that I did. But yeah, this is just a situation where Washington's been awful. The second worst record in Major League Baseball. They have lost 14 of their last 19, I believe. Dodgers have been playing, of course, Dodger kind of baseball. They're fantastic. Urias hasn't been lights out this season like he was last year. He's been plenty good enough. Fetty hasn't been quite as bad as he was last year. He's still been plenty bad enough. There's no way to get away from a trend, and where the first 2 games ended in a 9-run defeat and a 5-run defeat. I'm no math major, but I think that's averaging 7 runs per contest. I like the run line here. I'm all over it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look, Urias bounced back from that horrible start against the Phillies, where he gave up 8 runs in 6 innings. He threw 5 shutout frames against Philadelphia on the road.
Yeah, he got his revenge game against them on the road. Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's given up 7 homers this year, and 4 came in that loss to Philadelphia.
Yeah. You're digging down a little bit in the granular level there, a little more than I was, but you're looking at the Nationals as a home underdog. They've been dreadful.
Horrible.
That's a what is that? 200 winning percentage. Yeah, not good at all.
And 25% in their last 52 at home.
Yep. Nice how those numbers all come out like that. That's very handy.
Yeah, every once in a while you catch a break.
Right. And on the other hand, you got 42 and 19. There ain't nothing you're doing to 61. Sorry.
No, I mean, you can look at 42 out of 9, and 42 and 18 would be, a 700 clip, so it's just under that.
Yep.
Also known as very good,
60,
as opposed to lousy.
61, a prime number, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. I don't know.
Look at that, breaking out. Check out the brains on Scott. That's right, the metric system.
The big brain on Brad. I don't have much to say about this. One shitty team, one good team finishing it up. The Dodgers are certainly going to have their lapses, and they may have one today, but they go into this, and everything points towards the Dodgers,
Yeah, I mean, if you look, they got as many road wins as Washington has wins, period.
There you go. I mean, and again, surprises happen. Shit goes wrong. The Dodgers aren't going to win every game. Washington's not going to lose every game. But when you look at trends and stats, there's no way to get away from this.
Right.
Okay.
So that takes us to the one hockey game on the schedule, unless anybody in the class has any questions about any of the other MLB games on the slate tonight, including the exciting matchup with Cody Poteet facing Drew Rasmussen in Florida. Or if you're interested in Ranger Suarez and the Phillies against everybody's favorite old guy, Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton got it figured out now, Chris?
I hope so, because I picked the Braves, but
the home of the Braves. He looked lost for the first part of the season, and
his last 3 starts have been good.
Been very good last 3 starts. So maybe he's found a little something. He wasn't super sharp last time out, 3 earned and 5 1/3, but the 2 starts before that he was outstanding. So.
And it's better than when he gave up 5 and 5 2/3 and all that earlier in the year.
That is absolutely correct. So,
and I'm still not sold on Suarez as a full-time starter. Like I said, I liked him better as a multiple inning relief guy.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, he was effective as a closer. I don't know why. Is this the Phillies saying, "Well, we don't have anybody else, so we might as well just take this guy and make him a starter"?
Yes. Yes, I believe that is correct. All right, let's talk.
That's going to be concerning.
Let's talk some hockey.
All right. Well, you know which game it is, right?
Let's see. Is it going to be the Colorado game?
No, it's not. We changed it.
Oh, that is a surprise.
Michael asked, "Do you take the A's plus on the run line at plus 1.5?" I actually took the A's outright because I'm sick and tired of picking Seattle and watching them friggin' lose.
Robbie Ray, yeah.
And Blackburn's going for the A's.
Blackburn pitching for the Oakland A's. No, he's been very good, man. And the thing is, what you have to look at, because I do like to look at team wins with a pitcher, and I'll tell you why, because it indicates what kind of start they had, and it's predicated then who is coming out of the bullpen. If you get the A line, the front line, the A receivers relievers coming out, or if you get the C squad. So how are you pitching? How's those first 5-6 innings going? How's the team doing in your starts? I will look at wins for the team overall with the starter because I think that makes a difference. Did you keep your team in it even if you didn't pick up the win?
Yeah, and they're 7-1 in his starts.
That's exactly what made me say that. So, Robbie Ray is having a very Robbie Ray type of season after busting through last year with the Cy Young. So I don't hate Oakland on the money line there. That's a great price. I'm getting plus 155. I think there's real value in that play.
Yeah, because you look, Ray, he's still striking out better than a batter per inning, but his rate dropped from 11.5, which was what it was last year per 9. Now it's down to 9.5. And with Robbie Ray, he's still going to walk guys because even last year he still walked guys.
Not a ton. He really, really cut him down last year, But this year
True. I mean, he did cut it down to 52.
he's back to his old tricks this year. So,
and he gives up long balls.
Yep, that's the way that works. So, Oakland. The bad news is they're not great against lefties. The good news is they're not great against anybody. They average 3.4 runs per game. They average 3.3 against lefties. So there's not a huge amount of drop off. Yeah, that's anytime you get involved with the A's, you're going to have to find some offense somewhere. That's always going to be the question. But I don't know that they have the advantage pitching tonight, but it certainly match up very well. Blackburn has shown he's another one of those guys that you keep expecting him to kind of hit the wall, and he hasn't done it yet. So is it coming? Are we going to see Zach Gallen? Are we going to see Pablo Lopez again? Or are we going to see Blackburn continue his early season dominance? I don't know.
Well, and I mean, the other thing that I was looking at too is, the one game that Oakland lost that he started was a game that they lost in extra innings when Tampa Bay scored 5 in the 10th.
Yeah, but he didn't have a great start when 4 1/3 gave up 6 hits and a walk.
Yeah,
three runs. So, yeah, you can certainly say.
But I mean, when you're hanging that as your worst start of the year,
right. In a game they ultimately lost 10-7, so he got an ND out of that, right? I'm assuming. Right. Oh yeah, because it went to extras. Sure. Okay, so let's talk about the Avs here and why they're going to sweep.
Well, you mean they'll win in 5? Remember?
Or no, I mean that's right. Sorry, not sweep. Yeah, win 4-1, or why they're going to win tonight is what I meant to say. It really it comes down to the second line for me. That's it.
It was the ultimate flip of the bird the other night, right? After there was all those death threats at Nazem Kadri after Bennington got hurt.
Yep.
And then he turns around and scores a hat trick to put you in a 3-1 hole.
That's the flying fickle finger of fate right there, right in your motherfucking face. Yeah, there you go. Suck a bag of dicks. That's 3 goals in your ear hole.
So I mean, that's basically. I mean, is there a better way to silence a crowd than
that? Absolutely not.
That's like Jordan shooting over Craig Elo back in '89 in Game 5.
Yep. For me, I wish Kadri would have brought his own squid. That would have been if he'd have just pulled the squid out from underneath his sweater after he scored that third goal, just like winged it into the crowd. I think that'd have been funnier than shit.
So basically, you're saying you have no faith in Ville Husso.
That's it. That's what I said. This comes down to the second line for me. I don't need any other bullet points. All I need is the second one. Bennington's not starting. Husso's in. He's been dreadful. 1-4, 3.76.
Good the other day.
Less than we talked about save percentages that were 93, 94, and he's at 88. Nope. Sorry, not doing it. Kemper doing his thing.
I mean, how many goals do you think the Blues have to realistically score to win this game?
4.
5-4.
Yeah, maybe 4 at a minimum, probably 5. That'd be my guess.
So you'd be saying over on the total.
What is it? 6.5?
Yeah. And Colorado got there by themselves in Game 4.
See, that's the thing. It's always about. I feel more comfortable with Colorado team total over. Although, you don't know if they get to 4-zip if they pull in their horns or whatever, 3-zip even in the third period.
True.
So I might be reluctant to get involved in a total here. If I was, it would be Colorado team total over. I'm guessing 3.5, right?
Yeah, let me see what
decent price on 3.5.
I take a quick look.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think that at this point, Husso's shown that he can't steal a game, and especially not against Colorado, who just comes at you in waves.
Right. Well, that's
and I'm not talking about Pink Floyd where coming at you in waves, but I can't hear what you're saying. That's basically what Husso's saying. He can't understand the defense telling him to stop the fucking puck.
I didn't know if you're going to be able to get there, but you did okay. You pulled out right at the last minute, and I was worried you were headed to fucking a big crash there, but you did okay.
Okay, let's see.
So I will turn the question around. How many goals does Colorado have to score for this to go over 6.5? Same 5.
Yeah, at least 4. But then again, I don't. If it gets to 4-3, I think they would just put the puck into the empty net to make it 5-3 anyway.
There you go. I don't hate Colorado on the money line here. I know they haven't been a fantastic on the puck line. Rather, they haven't been a great team. The
Avalanche 3.5 is -155. as far as how many goals will they score. If you
Yeah.
get to 4, then it's plus 100.
Okay. So 4 is the even money, and then 4.5 is going to be plus.
Yeah, plus 145.
Be tempted by 4.5. I just worry about late game shenanigans if they're up 3-zip or something, you know.
That's true.
They keep the second, third, and fourth lines out there a little.
By the way, the number for the Blues, you get almost even money at 2.5. It's at minus 110.
Under.
No, over 2.5 is minus 110.
I'm telling you where it's going to go.
Oh, gotcha.
Under.
Well, under 2.5 is minus 125. Under 2 is plus 150.
Yeah. No, I don't want under. Well, that's just, you're just asking for a push there.
Right.
I'd rather pay a little juice. And
Brody said he hit a 3-teamer and a 6-teamer yesterday.
Fuck yeah, Brody! Outstanding. That'll make your week.
And our good buddy Kevin Riley, Scott, he won like $3,000 and asked us if he should buy his girlfriend a TV.
I do. He blew it all yesterday on a hockey game.
No, he said he bought his girlfriend a new updated 50-inch TV. She's in heaven.
Outstanding.
Need to get back in the saddle with a couple of single straight winners or a 2 or 3 team parlay.
Well, let's see if we can cook something up for him, shall we? Hey, Chris is gone. Let's make sure I'm still here. There you go. He's got the worst screenshots. Let me see if I can get back. Let me see if I can get to. Well, we'll talk about. I'll make sure that he hits all his bullet points on this one. Talked about the goalies. Blues doing okay postseason as far as goals go. 3.3, 7th in goals against. Avalanche, they are first in goals scored in the postseason, 4.5 per game. 3rd in goals against. That's going to get you some wins, and that's exactly what they've had so far. As they cruised through the first 2 rounds so far, and this next stat shows that Avalanche 10-1. Oh, now he's really gone in their last 11 playoff games, by the way. So, let me check up on the Tim Earl says 6-3 Avs tonight. That result would not be surprising to me at all. I think Tim put it this way. I think there's a better chance the Avs get to 6 than there is the Blues get to 3. So, yeah. How many shots on goal does Colorado get tonight? Looking at Husso saves. What's it at, Michael? I don't have it up in front of me. I'm going to guess it's somewhere in the 31.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. I've got to go over. This Colorado team, we've seen it before. They are just absolutely relentless, and it's not just their front line. It's basically all their lines that just come at you repeatedly. Avs race to 4 goals at minus 105. Yeah, I like that, Lex. I really do. Starting to GoFundMe for Chris and his internet. No shit. He lives in South Carolina. I don't know what they use for internet in South Carolina. It must not be ideal. I don't know if he's still using dial-up. Remember the old AOL tone when your modem's fucking hooking up? That's what I get the picture of Chris. So let's see if I got my usual Chris text that says his internet's down. Yeah, there you go. Lost the internet rebooting. 31.5 for Husso saves. Michael, I want no part of the under. I'll put it that way. I've got to play the over in saves there. Minus 130. Yeah, okay. All right, not by much. That's man, they're wringing a lot of the value out of it at minus 130, but I'm still going to play that. South Carolina was the first state to secede. I wonder if it was over shitty internet. Listen to me, you northern motherfuckers. I've got to have my internet working or we are just leaving. We're out of here. And don't even thinking about come by and putting in our modem at Fort Sumter. That's not happening. Hey, there he is. Welcome back. There he is.
Put one in at Fort Sumter.
Well, I don't know what kind of internet they had in South Carolina, and Michael Dose reminded me South Carolina was the first state to secede, and I asked if it was over bad internet.
It should have been. I mean, it's Spectrum, but they're notorious for doing stuff at stupid times of day.
Yeah, your internet's on the fucking Spectrum, all right. No question about that.
Yeah, the autism spectrum.
So I pretty much Before everything went away, I pretty much got through all of your bullet points on the hockey game.
Great.
And I was just getting ready to read the last couple, and then you were gone. So I figured you were there. Oh, there he goes. He's rebooting. So you went from frozen to gone. So let's talk a little basketball.
Yep. We got the one game in the Eastern Conference Finals. I've waffled back and forth on this one, trying to figure out which way to go with it. I'm going to lean towards the Celtics. I'm still not sold that Tyler Hero is going to be in good enough shape to play. I know Marcus Smart's still a game time decision for Boston, but look how well Boston played defensively, even though the defensive player of the year wasn't on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both teams were good defensively, but
82.
Yeah, 82 points.
82
not
points.
Not good, Bob.
Not good, Bob. That's not good at all.
Hero's still questionable. Lowry's questionable. Struss is questionable. PJ Tucker's questionable. Gabe Vincent's questionable. I think Alonzo Mourning and Shaq are also questionable for tonight's game. So is Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Basically, if they have a Heat uniform, they're probably questionable.
The two big ones for Boston, of course, are going to be Robert Williams and Marcus Smart. They are both questionable as well.
Right.
So, what's your advice here? You want to wait closer to game time to see who's hurt? Do you care? Does it matter to you? If both Williams and Smart can't go, I guess that's my question. If both Williams and Smart can't go, does that change your pick?
I don't know if it'll change the pick. I mean, Williams didn't play that much as it was in game 4, and Smart didn't play at all. It just meant Horford did a whole lot more stuff defensively and on the glass than what you would expect, because he didn't shoot the ball, but twice?
Yeah. That's really weird that they're able to change his role like that.
Yeah, of course, we talked about how we loved the fact that he was only supposed to go over 11.5 points, and then he shot the ball twice.
Yep. Well, that's a direct result of Williams not being there, because with Williams out, obviously he's got to do more of the actual center grunt work.
Oh, Michael Doe said Ronnie Cycli is available for the Heat.
Oh, so nice. Outstanding.
So,
that's a good.
Maybe they can get Billy Owens.
That's a good pull right there. By the way, the only thing that came up in hockey that you hadn't talked about, Husso saves over 31.5.
Yeah, I mean, if Colorado controls the game, Husso's going to have to make that many saves.
Yep, that's exactly what they're just. And the nice thing about Colorado is they just all the lines shoot, all the lines put pressure on you. So, all right.
Which way are you leaning here?
If everybody was healthy, I'd be on Miami, but there seems to be more questions on the Miami side than there is on the Boston side as far as injuries go. I really, I have to go under the assumption that Hero's not going to be 100%, and Kyle Lowry probably won't play. So I've got.
Now, what do you think about Butler? Do you think Butler, is there more to this knee soreness and everything than they're letting on? Because I mean, he looked pretty listless the other night.
I would like to come on the show every day and tell you about my inside sources that I have in the NBA. I do not have those sources. So I'm
just asking for your opinion.
Well, my opinion is driven by what I see on the injury reports, and he's not on the injury report, so I have to go under the assumption that he's at least good enough where he's not taking extra treatment, and they don't expect it to be a problem. Now, is there more to it? Like you said, I don't know. He didn't look fantastic the other night. I do like the fact he's had 2 extra days to get better. So I'm going to assume Butler is at over 90%.
Okay. I saw Bill McDonald asked, what do you think of the total tonight? It seems like it's low. And it is, in my opinion. I mean, so was it, 203.5, 204, somewhere around there?
Yep.
Seems a little low, don't you think?
I think both of these offenses snap back a little bit. You can't. It's like limbo. At some point, you've just lowered the bar too much, and you start talking about 204 in an NBA game, and there's just too many opportunities for one good quarter to put that over. I mean,
because we talked about that the other day when it was at 205.5.
Yep. I mean, you can go You can go 45 points for 3 quarters, and everybody busts out for one of them and puts up 70, and you're over.
Yep.
So
Lex said the line has now moved to Boston -2.5.
Somebody getting some injury news. That sounds like.
Yeah,
now was Hero downgraded or upgraded?
Did
he go from?
Last I knew he was still questionable last night all day as far as I know.
Okay.
He was listed as a game time decision.
Okay.
Tim, do you have anything on that? I mean, after all, that's the title of your show. So
it ain't game time yet, though.
That's true. I was wondering maybe he heard something.
I know. All right, so you and I are. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be on the Celtics here, but I think I like the total better, and I know it doesn't make a lot of sense playing into the teeth of 182 in the last game or 184, whatever the fuck it was, but
-6.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I play the over here, so.
Yeah, I agree. I've got that further down too.
Let's go make some money. Let's go make some money for
right.
Kevin. He needs his own new TV now for his office.
Yeah, you need a big TV. You got to get like a 70-inch TV. Take up the whole wall.
Okay.
That's right, Al.
Dodgers, Padres. 2 teams we liked. 2 teams we talked about. 2 teams that have the pitching advantage. Yep.
I'm going back to Horford going over the total.
Okay.
I think he's only 10.5 points. He can shoot threes.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably going to be more involved than he was in Game 4. Because basically, Miami gave up after the first quarter, like you said. They had already won Game 3. They knew they were going to go home with home court advantage either way. So why not punt the game once you were down? I mean, it took them, 9 minutes to hit a field goal?
Yep. Yeah, my God, what a start.
Yeah, that's why I texted you. I said, well, they started 0 for 14.
Yep. I'll tell you, the only thing that gives me pause about this Horford thing is Robert Williams' status.
True.
But even playing the 5 full time, he should be able to get to 11.
Figure if he hits a couple of threes and gets a couple offensive rebounds or gets fouled and goes to the line,
and maybe keep him on the perimeter a little bit. Make him stretch. Make Adebayo come out and play him on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean that's what worked so well for the Mavericks against Utah. Is they stretched out and made Gobert try and defend on the perimeter.
Right, and then it opens up inside. And if only they could run a back cut game like the Warriors do.
Yeah, or like Princeton.
Because the Warriors looked so good last night.
Yeah, well, we can blame Tim for that too, because he said he was on Dallas the whole series and then took Golden State.
Oh yeah, that's right. I like this blame Tim for everything. That's a great new part of the show. All right, so you got.
Don't forget to join us at 2:45 for Blame Tim.
That's right, blame Timmy. Getting great value here on this puck line from -240 to +105. You're getting $1.45 in value. I'm going to have to play it just for that.
Is that about as big of a swing as you would normally see?
Yeah, that's well with my limited hockey betting, that's probably one of the biggest.
Well, I just mean not just in hockey, but in general.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't see that in any other sport. Not a chance. Would you see like Clayton Kershaw on the mound at -240 and the run line being +105? No, not a chance. That's way. You're going to see on a great baseball game, you'll get $1 worth of value.
Gotcha.
You'll go from -220 to -120. That's if everything works out. It's a home team; they don't score a lot of runs, but yeah, $1.40, $1.45. Got to play that.
So like basically the dollar on the Padres game.
Mm-hmm.
Is about as high as you're going to go.
Right. That's. Gotcha. This is like the bargain aisle at Target. Even if you don't really need it, well, I don't really need 10,000 staples, but they're $2, so I'm gonna have to buy them. That's the way this game is for me. Even if you don't love it, you have to play $1.45 in value. You have to play the puck line here.
Gotcha. All right, you ready for the 4 for the show?
No, let's wait about 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, great. Well, all right, we'll wait 5 minutes. All right, so we'll talk about Lex needs Sawinski to homer to keep his 12-leg parlay alive. Betting on a guy from the Pirates to hit a homer probably isn't the best way to try to win a parlay.
You deserve that parlay win if you hit it, Lex. That's what I'm saying.
I will grant you that.
I also want to know what leg it is. Is it leg 12? is it leg 2? Are we just getting rolling?
If it's leg 2, you might want to punt.
Yeah. Can you get a cash out? If you hit your first
8
leg.
cents.
You've hit your first leg, and now you're having a pirate to hit a home run. I'm gonna go ahead and cash that out. All right, buddy. What's
it's like that? How to be, or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Will Ferrell? After he gets the $100 question, you know what, Reach? I'm gonna take my money and go home.
I know the feeling.
Lex said it's leg 1.
Leg one. So probably no cash out option right now. Okay, let's talk about a 4-teamer.
All right, like I said, I'm gonna take the Braves with.
I will say officially, good luck, Lex. We're all rooting for you. All right.
I mean, we'd have to root for him. I mean, he took a guy from the Pirates to hit a homer.
Yeah, God bless you.
That'd be like saying back in, when they didn't have the universal DH that you were taking a pitcher.
God, what's a Pirate to hit a home run? Like 9-1 by itself?
And Lex said, no cash out.
Yeah, no shit.
No cash out, no shit.
Braves, yep.
I'm going to take the Rays over the Marlins. I think Rasmussen, he's pitched well of late.
Yep.
Poteet, he's not been bad, but we've talked about Miami's inability to generate offense. They have a lot of good pitchers, but they don't score any runs.
Okay.
Example 1, yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We talked about the Celtics and the Heat, and like I said, I'm going to take Houston with Javier over Quantrill because, like we said, Quantrill pitches well, but Cleveland's bullpen isn't necessarily great, and that's another example of where they don't put up a ton of runs when he's on the mound for whatever reason. Right. I can see them not putting up runs if it was Savale because most of the time they're getting their asses handed.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that's the way I'm leaning there. Anything you want to add to any of those or disagree with them?
No, we've pretty much talked about most of those games already. I think we broke down the Astros Cleveland pitching matchup. We obviously broke down the Boston game. We talked about Tampa Bay and the Miami Marlins can't score any runs. Who's on the mound for the Braves?
Morton.
Okay. Godspeed.
Morton and Suarez.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm a fan there. All right.
So and Sawinski just hit a 3-run homer.
God damn, Lex, you're on your way, baby.
Because every time we talk about somebody on the show, they do something.
Outstanding. We
talked about Daniel Lynch. We've talked about
Garrett Cole.
Yeah,
I roasted Garrett Cole. Absolutely. Yeah.
We talked about Syndergaard. He pitched well.
I would not have thought he was in the dugout listening to the show. But see, that just shows you the kind of reach we have.
Exactly. At PNC Park, they've got nothing better to tune into.
He's talking to his teammates before the game. Said, we're thinking about day games. I can't listen to the whole Just Parlay show. That's the worst part.
No, Michael, we bought a Jeep Compass last week, so I don't have to worry about that. If you had seen the rental car, it was basically a clown car.
Had pedals, didn't it?
Steen saw it and said he wouldn't ride in it.
No, that's a Flintstone mobile. I don't get involved with stopping a car with my feet. Can't do it.
And now we'll move on to
shot in the dark, and you're to blame, Chris.
There you go. Hey, we had 7 out of these hit yesterday.
That's pretty good.
It wasn't bad. Yeah. There's the A's. We talked about them.
We did.
I'm going to take them there. I'm going to take the Cubs for the sweep. I'm going to take Hendricks to shut down the Reds. I mean, the Cubs have scored a truckload of runs in the first 2 games in this series, 18 to be exact.
I'm the other side of that.
Are you? You're going to take Castillo?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just worried because he hasn't looked all that great since coming off IL.
I think he's looked. It seems like he's looked better each time. That's what I'm looking. I'm looking for improvement. So.
Yeah, that's true. I had to put the Yankees down here because did you see the pitching matchup for this game?
I'm trying to think if I remember it. No, go ahead.
Tyler Wells against J.P. Sears.
I saw Wells. I didn't see the last time I looked. It was TBD for Baltimore. So.
No, Wells is going for Baltimore.
Or that's right. And then they had somebody else for the Yankees. So Sears is going?
Yeah, J.P. Sears.
Nothing about him.
Making his 3rd appearance and first start.
Do they have a catcher named Roebuck? Because that'd be great.
No, they just got Trevino, I think.
And why do you like the kid making his second start?
First start.
Or first start, second appearance, sorry.
3rd appearance, but he got a win against Baltimore. He got a win against Baltimore in relief.
Okay.
And it's just a matter of, lineups, I think the Yankees have a better lineup. I think they can support
It's a hot take there, Chris.
the kid over Baltimore.
Okay.
So Baltimore, I got to give them credit. They've looked good in this series. They won game 1 outright. They went to extras yesterday. I'm going to take Ashby over 3.5 strikeouts. It's not a high bar to clear, I know. But if you look last year in AAA, he averaged over 14 strikeouts per 9. He's still averaging better than a strikeout an inning now in the majors.
Right.
And San Diego likes to strike out.
They love it.
Kind of like Reichel on a dating site.
Thank you. Good night.
There's the Heat Celtics. I saw it at 203.5. I saw Michael said it's at 204 now.
Yeah.
And Michael also said Sears will win you some Robux.
Nice. I'm ashamed for not thinking of that. That's outstanding, Michael. Well done.
Kudos. You get
Kudos.
You can get some flair from Scott's collection of dust bunnies and lint traps.
We need some pins and stuff. We need some Just Parlays pins we can throw out.
Yeah, I know. I told Jim that we need to get some swag.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, like the over there, PJ Tucker.
Tucker under 7.5 points because he doesn't score.
Okay.
He's kind of the Draymond Green of this series.
Okay.
Kyle Lowry, if he plays, because like you said, he's questionable. He's gone over 4 rebounds in 4 of his 7 playoff games. If you have to figure, if you go over that number when Marcus Smart was playing, if Smart doesn't play, he should definitely go over the number.
Right.
We said the Blues and Avalanche over 6.5.
Yep.
I'm looking for the Avs to win in regulation.
I like that.
And Tarasenko for the Blues to have over 2.5 shots on net because God knows if the Blues are going to have a shot at winning this game, they're going to have to pump 35, 40 shots on goal.
Very good.
And they need their guys to step up.
There you go. That's 10 for you right there, kids. Like Chris said, he hit 7 of them yesterday. So choose wisely. There is a 7-teamer in that bunch. Go find it.
Yeah, it's like, where's Waldo?
Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, we just want to thank everybody for being here and, interacting with us because, it's always good to have a live comment section and getting some good questions and some good comments,
Yep.
Good comedians.
Absolutely. A lot of funny people out there. A lot of funny people, a lot of good sports bettors. I like that. Good combination. All right. You guys have a great day. We do appreciate you watching. As Chris said, don't forget to check out all the other great offerings, including just a few minutes from now, as Scott and I will be doing our thing. We get to hear all about his trip to Las Vegas, and we get to hear Scott Reichel with probably not much sleep under his belt. So that'll be fun. Enjoy it.
And you can listen to him bitch about Spirit Airlines.
Listen to him bitch about Spirit Airlines. By the way, I don't know who next month's sponsor is. Ain't going to be Spirit Airlines after the next show. So you guys have a wonderful day. Good luck on all your plays. Thanks for watching. Don't forget we do this every single day. At what time, Chris?
2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. What is that, 9 a.m. Hawaii time?
Yeah, whatever it is, we'll be doing it. You guys, you know the drill. We talk about everything under the sun, but eventually we come back and we circle back around and try to talk about what, Chris?
Just parlays.
There you go. You guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.